You're big, you're strong, you can rush into the fight and tank it all, but people assume you only work out your body and never your brain. Let's prove them wrong by going to the library and doing some book learning. This is going to be different than my typical build video since it's going to start working as low as 3rd level. There's no way this is going to be an optimal build, but actually works well in practice given the multiclassing. As for the build details, we're going to be a Deep Gnome Barbarian Wizard multiclass with a Sage background. In combat, we are a raging monster who can tank hits and deal damage, while outside of battle, we have many utility spells to enhance our physical abilities and assist in investigations. Now that we're at the theme for the build, let's get to the breakdown. Starting off, we're going to go with Deep Gnome for Dark Vision, Gift of the Smurf Nebulin, Gnomic Magic Resistance, and Smurf Nebulin Camouflage. This lineage gives us 120 feet of Dark Vision, which is double of most races. Gift of the Smurf Nebulin gives us a free cast of Disguise Self at 3rd level and non-detection at 5th, but then we can use spell slots to cast them again if needed. Gnomic Magic Resistance gives us advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma save throws against spells, and Smurf Nebulin Camouflage gives us advantage on a stealth check proficiency times per day. For stats, we're going to take a +1 in Strength, Constitution, and Intelligence to give us a stat spread of 14 Strength, 12 Dexterity, 16 Constitution, 14 Intelligence, 12 Wisdom, and 8 Charisma. If you're using something other than point buy, you just gotta make sure you have 13 in Strength and Intelligence for the multiclassing prerequisites. For background, I went with Sage mostly for the theme, but we do get proficiency in Arcana and History, as well as 2 languages of choice. The researcher background feature can be useful since you know where to obtain information in places like libraries and other places of learning. We're going to start this build with a level in Barbarian. While it's only 1 level, there are several things we get that make it worth it. The big features are being the starting health, weapon and armor efficiencies, rage, and unarmed defense. Starting out as Barbarian has us use a d12 for our starting health, which results in 6 more than we get from Wizard. Armor proficiency allows us to cast spells when we decide to wear armor or wield a shield. Weapon proficiency gives us access to all weapons so we can bring some hurt. Rage is the key feature of the Barbarian class since it gives us our tanking ability. When we rage, we get the following benefits for 1 minute while not wearing heavy armor. Advantage on strength checks, extra damage when using strength for our melee weapon attacks, and a resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Unfortunately, we cannot cast spells and concentrate while raging, and it will end early if we're not attacking or taking damage basically every turn. The final feature we get at 1st level is unarmored defense. This gives us a base armor class of 10, plus a dexterity modifier, plus a constitution modifier. At this level it's going to be 14, which is pretty good, and we can even equip a shield to make it 16. Now we have set up the brawn, let's get to the brain. The final 2 levels are going to be dedicated to studying the art of war. Multiclassing into wizard for 2 levels gives us spellcasting, arcane recovery, and our arcane tradition. Spellcasting is based on our intelligence, and we get a spell book with 8 first level spells to pick from. We can only prepare 4 of them currently, but we get more as we level. Also, any spell with a ritual attack can be cast for free if we just take an additional 10 minutes to cast it, and they don't even have to be prepared as long as they're in our spellbook. Arcane Recovery gives us half our Wizard's level spell slots back during a short rest once per long rest, so it helps us during our breaks in the adventuring day. The big reason that this weird class combination works is because the Arcane Tradition, War Magic. At this level, the Tradition gives us 2 amazing features, Arcane Deflection and Tactical Wit. Arcane Deflection protects us when we're hit by attack or fail a saving throw. As a reaction, we can give ourselves +2 to our AC or +4 in the saving throw. The downside is we only can cast cantrips until the end of our next turn, but it's not like we're going to be spell slinging when we're raging in combat. The other feature is Tactical Wit, which gives us a bonus to our initiative roll equal to our intelligence modifier. While +2 is not much at this level, your reaction time will be on par with most dex-focused characters. So how does this build play the table? While we're only 3rd level, we have a lot of potential in and out of combat. Barbarian weapons and raging gives us good reliable damage while also protecting us from many of the physical threats. For mental attacks, we have our Gnomish Resistance to help our weaker saves. And if anything gets through, we can use Arcane Deflection and we feel the small bonus would make the difference. Spellcasters and Barbarians can get a little weird, but the right options actually make this a fun combination. Cantrips like Booming Blade can be used to deal damage before you enter the range, and it'll actually maintain it since it requires you to make a weapon attack as part of the spell. 1st level spells are not the most powerful, but some options I would pick for this character are Absorb Elements to resist incoming damage, Featherfall when we inevitably need to jump off a cliff, and Long Strider to give you a +10 to your movement speed. This one even maintains while raging since it doesn't require you to concentrate. If you picked up any ritual spells like Detect Magic or Floating Disc, you can just spend some extra time to cast them for free. Later levels of the character can be dependent on what you want to focus on, but there are several good options of spells you can cast before you go into a rage and will maintain while you're rushing into battle. Some of the ones that come to mind are Mirror Image, Blink, Fire Shield, Telepathic Bond, and Contingency. Going more levels into Barbarian would give you a Primal Path, extra attack, advantage on initiative, and more rages. Either way you go, you'll be an asset to the party, and you can laugh at all the people who said strong people can't be smart. So, what do you think of this build? What would you do differently? I would love to hear your thoughts on what builds I should attempt in the future. Either way, here's an inspiration for your next saving throw, and I hope you have a nice day.